Hey everyone, welcome to this brief overview of the quality criteria that underpin the sort of questions you might see me asking when doing SE. I thought this might be the final video in this series, but it ended up going way too long, so I've had to break it up. In this video, we'll look briefly at that underpinning quality criteria, and then in the next final video in this series, I'll take a slightly deeper look at my own personal philosophy behind why I value these criteria more than any others. As mentioned in the first couple of videos in this series, SE is a way of exploring the quality of the confidence in the judgments that we make about what is regular in the experiences that we have, not a way of exploring if we have justified true beliefs. People can claim that they have a justified true belief, but we're just exploring the quality of their confidence in that claim. It's important to understand that difference when we're doing SE. So in SE talks, when we use the words truth and belief, we're using them colloquially. Someone can make a claim that they think a judgment that they are making about what is regular in their experience is justified and not be making any sort of claim that this regularity reflects what is ultimately philosophically true. Conversely, in SE, we can be exploring a claim that someone makes that they believe they know what is ultimately philosophically true, but the questions we ask really focus more on how they can know that their confidence in that is justified. So, given all of that, these are the quality criteria that drive the types of questions that I'll ask when doing SE to help us both to reflect on the quality of our confidence. 1. Predictive accuracy and precision. 2. Explanatory efficiency. 3. Optimal flexibility. And 4. Rational coherence. Other people may value different criteria and ask different types of questions when having an SE conversation. If they do, then I'm interested in better understanding their justification for choosing the criteria they value over the criteria that I value. I find that most people value these 4 criteria though and don't object to the types of questions asked that are driven by these criteria because they do actually rely on these criteria to check the quality of their judgments about what is regular in their experience in everyday life. So having said that, let's look at some practical examples for each of these and how people rely on them. The first quality criteria, predictive accuracy and precision, suggests that all other things being equal, one model for confidence is preferable to another if it shows a superior ability to predict future data, superior in terms of accuracy and precision. Imagine you're walking along a trail path and you hear a hissing sound up around the next bend. And let me put this into context for you. I'm using this particular example because in Australia, we have lots of dangerous snakes. I think we have 21 of the 25 most toxic snakes in the world or something like that. And I hate snakes. I can't stand them. I don't ever want to see them. Anyway, you hear this hissing sound up around the bend. Your amygdala might trigger a warning alarm. One way of checking might be to very slowly and cautiously look around the bend before marching right into it. If the noise is from a snake on the path around the corner, you predict that you would see where it is as you cautiously look, and that would be a helpful thing to discover in advance to ensure that you don't step on it. This second quality criteria, explanatory efficiency, has 2 parts to it. The first part is parsimony, which suggests that all other things being equal, the model that has less posits or principles or explanations or assumptions is more desirable than the model that has more of these things. I'm on that trail path and I actually see and hear a snake. On the other hand, I see and hear a snake, but perhaps I also accidentally took too many headache tablets earlier and I'm now hallucinating. Or on the other hand, I see and hear a snake, but perhaps it's really a magical tortoise that has the ability to look and sound like a snake. With these other models, I'm adding additional posits or explanations or parts, and I could keep on doing that forever and not get anywhere. That's not efficient. It's not the simplest explanation, and it can be dangerous if danger is heading towards me and I'm paralyzed thinking of all the things there might otherwise be. No, I see a snake, I hear a snake, it's a snake, and I'm getting the hell out of there. The second part to explanatory efficiency is consilience. Consilience suggests that all other things being equal, one model is preferable to another if it is supported more by other independent and different reliable lines of evidence. Back to the trail example, I tell my friend that I hear a hissing noise that sounds like a snake up ahead, and he tells me that he walks along this path every day, and it's always the same noise coming from a small waterfall just around the bend. It's just the sound of water running down the waterfall. I listen again, and it does also sound like a waterfall, and he doesn't usually lie about stuff like that, and he is walking confidently towards it next to me, so the proposition that this noise is from a waterfall has more independent and different, reliable lines of evidence than the hypothesis that it is a snake. So all other things being equal, my confidence now that it is likely to be a waterfall has increased. This third quality criteria, optimal flexibility, suggests that one model is preferable to another if it is more flexible relative to two extreme undesirable properties. A, being dogmatic even in the face of contradictory evidence, and B, being exceedingly flexible by post hoc rationalizing interpretations of evidence that make them conveniently fit within and supportive of the original model, with no conceivable way the model can be falsified or shown to be wrong. The quality of being optimally flexible is consistent with the idea that until we can demonstrate a satisfactory way of overcoming these problems of perception that we looked at earlier on in this video series, and the problem of induction, which I'll be talking about a bit more in the next video, none of our conclusions should be beyond any further scrutiny or change. No one gets the final say. And that we should be encouraging as much diversity of checking by others as possible, valuing checks to give the same results regardless of the identity of the checker and regardless of the source of the claim, and be open to such checks showing us how we might be wrong. No one has personal authority. If I'm going to cross a busy highway, I look left, look right, and look left again to see if I'm mistaken. I also look out for conflicting communication and body language from people on the other side waiting to cross as well. This is a check that has stood the test of time for me to keep me safe in moments like that. If you're on that trail and a friend says, "Watch out, an aggressive brown snake is headed your way," and you ignore that because an authority figure once told you that brown snakes can't hurt you, and you've forbidden yourself from ever questioning what that authority figure says, then you might just find yourself in some trouble. This fourth quality criteria, rational coherence, suggests that one model is preferable to another if it exhibits internal consistency and the other doesn't. If I'm on that trail and I hear the noise of a snake moving towards me from my left, then I'll quickly move to the right to get away. If on the other hand, I hear the noise of the same snake moving towards me from both the left and the right at the same time, then I'm paralyzed with indecision because of that logical contradiction, and that can have bad consequences for me as well. So that's a brief overview of the quality criteria that underpin the sort of questions you might see me asking when doing SE. In the next final video in this series, I'll take a slightly deeper look at my own personal philosophy behind why I value these criteria more than any others for exploring the quality of the confidence in the judgments that we make about what is regular in the experiences that we have. If you're interested in checking that out, then if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe and notifications buttons to get notified of that when it comes out. Take care, and thanks for watching.